Alright, we back in it. I had the Porsche reserved and I thought they was going to be dropping it off. So I had them scheduling to drop me the car off at a certain time. And I'm like, damn, now I got to tell them I'm going to be late. But I hit them, tell them I'm going to be late. They was cool with it. Get to Miami. Warm weather, you already know. Find Silo, go find the car. Car was already there, parked, which was cool. I thought they was going to meet me there. But the car was already there. So we had the whip. Second time that I've got the Porsche Macan, I really like that car. If I didn't want the Tesla, because I'm pro electric at this point, if I didn't want to get the Tesla Model X, I would get the Porsche Macan. But because I'm going electric, I gotta get the Model X, and because of the plays for the business. But the Macan is fire. Love the car. Hit the city with Silo. We got a session that day. You know, we got a session. This is Miami. We here. This soon as I land, we going to the studio. It's go time. You know, Silo there. Silo tell me he got weed. I'm happy. I had an issue in Atlanta finding weed. I couldn't find weed. We touched down. We got business to handle. Weed. So Silo tell me he got edibles, tree. I'm happy. I'm like, oh man, let's go, bro. Yeah, hit Miami, you know, drove around, got to see the city a little bit before the session. Love the vibes, definitely a place that I'm considering spending way more time in and establishing, you know, my investment portfolio and whatnot. So we got the session with my client, Catherine Lamona, and we're going to House of Hits Studios in Miami, North Miami. Shout out to House of Hits. Shout out to Vinny. Good, man. Your boy Rellevant out here. Look, all you gotta do is work hard, start with your mindset, do something about it. Man, this is my first time meeting Catherine. We have been working on songs already, doing sessions, writing the songs, producing for her, making sure that she had some fire beats, and then also making sure that the songs were on point, making sure that the melodies and everything were gonna be on point before we even went to the studio, so we can go in and just execute it and get it done. And you know, it's her first time in the studio. We on a time frame. We had a 4-hour block, so we you know, made sure she was practicing before we even got in there, giving her her own assignments and whatnot, making sure that she ready to go in there and prepare. She know the songs and stuff, so you can get it in, get it done. We had 2 songs written. We actually had another one that we could have worked on if we would have got the time, but it's like, hey, we only got 4 hours, so that's the block. Let's get it in and have some fun with it. And this is not the final version anyway. This is just us going in and recording it just to get your voice on it, so you can listen to it and learn it and internalize it and kind of get it to where you want it to be in your head, so that you can always come back in and recut certain lines and anything like that. So don't even look at it as the final version anyway. Just look at it as we going in to start recording, to start working on the song by adding your vocals. Pulled up to the studio, like I said, we was in House of Hits. Man, studio is fire. I picked this studio specifically because I saw it and I just knew that it was a place that would be a good vibe. I knew that this was gonna be an experience that I was sharing with y'all, and I knew that I wanted it to be an experience that for her, you know, just really set the bar as far as like how inspiring and how fun it can be to create in an environment that encourages and supports being able to express yourself through your music creatively. Yeah, that's the talent of the day here. Camilo.
Catherine.
We in the studio. Catherine's first time in the studio. We have 2 songs to record. We have a song called Qualified that we wrote, which is dope, you know, about her feeling like she's ready to make the leap to start trying to live the life that she envisions for herself. So I'm gonna tell you now, feel free to exaggerate and experiment and try different takes of something. Sometimes people get in that habit of like only trying something one way, and then that might not be the best way. It's just like that's the only way that you practice melodies or takes or anything. You can always have you can do one that's a little more aggressive, you can do one that's a little more like, you know, theatrical, or you can do something that's more talky. You know, you can always play with the way that you deliver it. You don't have to have any set way of doing anything. find the best way. If you want, you could do like a run through, just to kind of hear yourself and to warm up and play around with just kind of seeing how things fit as you say them out loud with the beat, and then maybe do like that just from beginning to end, just to warm up, and then we'll come back and probably start with the
No, 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 I'm not sorry. Time to rewrite my story. Vamos a aprender. All I do is sing high. So fly, wanna try and touch the sky. And I'll shine like stars in the night. I know it might be hard. Qualified, never will I compromise. And I won't apologize. Baby, 'cause I'm qualified. Closest and rich.
What you got that was?
Working hard, never sleep. On the path to the lead, and I know it's meant to be. I create my own reality.
I think we're ready to start building.
That second verse. So I want you to do the whole song like you did the second verse just now.
Really?
I feel like you started feeling yourself in that second verse a little bit. That's the energy you want to have the whole song. Attitude. You making a statement right now. You talking your shit. So you can't be, you gotta be like
the song.
Exactly. You gotta get a little sassy on them. Get a little attitude. Bounce a little bit. Feel it while you as you saying it. Sing with your body. It really matters. We'll start with the hook. Swing side to side when you sing. Get a little bop in there as you sing. Get a little bounce. It's you'll hear the difference in it.
Taking time, taking risks. Give my all and I got more to give. Won't look back, won't forget. I will live life with no more regrets. Yeah, qualified. Never will I compromise.
Okay. I want you to go. Qualified, compromise, apologize, qualified. Underneath it in that same high tone. And we're going to get two of those. Yeah.
Qualified, never will I compromise. And I will not apologize, baby, 'cause I'm qualified. Many lies have fooled me before, now my eyes aren't blurry no more. Taking time, taking risks. Give my all and I got more to give. I create my own reality. Now I'm running through this money like it's calories. Catch me swerving in my beamer 'cause of quality.
I think it's more of like a ooh.
It's two notes.
And then down here.
Like,
Ooh, ooh.
ooh, ooh, ooh.
That's how you do it.
Low season reach. Working hard, never sleep. On a path to the lead, and I know it's meant to be. Vamos a aprender. All I do is aim high. So fly, wanna try and touch the sky. And I'll shine like stars in the night.
That's what I'm talking about. I like it.
Beauty is relevant.
No, 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 I'm not sorry. Time to rewrite my story. Vamos a aprender. All I do is aim high. So fly, wanna try and touch the sky. And I shine like stars in the night. I know it might be hard. I've come so far, 'cause many lies have fooled me before. Now my eyes aren't blurry no more. Taking time, taking risks. Gave my all and I got more to give. Won't look back, won't forget. I will live life with no more regrets. And I won't apologize, baby, 'cause I'm qualified.
Double in the building. We're working already.
record over that one. Yep, do that. Front. Yep. Back. Back. I got that from back to front.
I go
That's it right there. Back. You did it the last time.
back to front,
Yep. Back to front.
back to front.
Yep. Come down on time. Come last time.
You feel it so real, but it's a dream.
First time in the studio.
Yeah.
Did you feel nervous? Did you feel confident
At the
beginning?
At the beginning, I was nervous because I never done this before.
Mm.
But then after that, yeah.
You start feeling it a little
Yeah.
more. Start certain parts you knew more than other parts too. So it's not like you guessing. It's like you singing. I always say like I can tell when someone's singing with a question mark at the end or with an exclamation mark at the end. Like you can hear it in the. It's like,
In the tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So now 2 songs in.
Crazy. In the studio.
It's the best studio in Miami, bro.
You wrong with us?
Yeah, let's go.
And we gotta be hanging out with the rock star. You coming with us. For her first time in the studio, she did a very good job recording. And the support that she got was freaking awesome from Silo, UFO, Go, everybody who kind of started showing up. McDouble showed up. Everyone was flying in at different times. So everyone just met at the studio. So as everybody's starting to pour in, people coming in saying what's up, we cutting and recording. She doing her thing. We started with the hook. Next thing you know, verses is done. Listen back, sound pretty good. Like for the sake of time, let's jump into this other record. So we jump into Trust Issues, lay Trust Issues, get the hook laid, same format. Because I feel like I went with if you for the sake of time, if you ever on the clock to make a song, if you start with the hook, you got most of the song done. So when I'm working with a singer who I know might need to spend some time on certain areas, then I go to the hook because I know it's like once we get this part done, then at least we got the most important part of the song recorded and ready to go, because then we can build around it and fill the verses in from there. So did that both times and it worked. 4 hours, those 2 songs done. Backgrounds, harmonies. We didn't get ad-libs done. But like I said, it wasn't the first time or the end all be all or last time she was gonna be recording on it. It was definitely just to get her on it compared to the scratch vocal that I had laid on it, and then like the melodies that she had on her phone. Because at the time she didn't have her own setup to record, so we just were recording it that way. I recorded the scratch in my setup here at the studio, and then she had voice notes, and then I had the beat or whatever. So that was actually her first time hearing herself recorded at all, in the studio with a beat made custom for her from me. We built the record and whatnot. So keep all of that in mind and when you hear the songs, and this I don't know how long it's gonna be before she ever puts those songs out, but even how they sound in the studio then, I already know it's gonna be a whole different song whenever it comes out. So just keep that in mind, and she already starting to find her voice, so I'm looking forward to where she goes with everything as she creates more and puts those hours in. And that's really come down to, you got to put the hours in. It's a lot of artists that will think that they are better than they really are, and you have to feel confident in already to be an artist, you gotta have that confidence to know that you can compete with the people who are artists also, and at the level that you would want to do it at. If you are trying to do it at a high level, then you also gotta consider how much time that they put into that, how much development they had. If you haven't developed yourself as an artist and your sound as an artist, although you enjoy making music and it makes you feel great to make it, that does not mean that it's good. It just don't mean it's good. And I hear it's a lot of music that's not good, bro, that I hear from people who trying to pursue a career in this industry. And this industry is not easy. It's hard to do. And you gotta, again, look who you competing with. And you're competing with people with budgets behind them that's very big and families behind them that's very big. And you coming from, if you trying to build it and you don't have no support or no background on how to go about getting that kind of funding, anything like that, and your music not good, then like, it's not gonna hit. You know, a good product sells itself. So putting them hours in matter. You know, the longer you put, the more you grind, the more you learn and collaborate with people that's better than you and push yourself to make the best music and spend the money that you gotta spend to have a certain level of quality product. It's just gonna take you longer, and it's gonna be harder to do. Her being this her first time recording, I already know she gonna put in the work to learn these songs, get them down, get more comfortable recording, learn her voice, and go back in and record on those, and they're gonna be crazy. So I already know. And that's what you got to do too. You know, don't rush the process. Don't try to just make a song and think it's ready to go. Spend some time with it, listen to it, determine if that's the best version of that performance that you can deliver. Can you deliver this better than this? Is this your absolute best at doing this? Do you feel like you gave your all to make this sound how it sounds, or did you kind of just sing it or rap it and get through it for the time of trying to be fast or just trying to be cool or whatever because you didn't write it or whatever it is, instead of spending your time learning it so you can deliver it as good as it can be delivered, even if you got to do it in pieces, and really turn it into something dope, or if you got to change certain lines to really make the storyline actually mean something, so it's not just a song about nothing and just a bunch of random stuff in the song all the time. So like that's quality, you know what I'm saying? That's what we trying to do. We setting the bar. That's what we doing over here. That's what we doing over here. We making great art, great music that do stuff for people, that resonate with people on certain levels. And fun stuff is fun stuff, but then every song ain't gonna be that way. The best time is when you can mix them together and have them both happen at the same time. That's my favorite artists do. They always put a little medicine in the candy, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we do, and that's what I expect her to do. That's what I expect all y'all to do. That's what I expected myself also. So finish up the session, crazy, and then find out later, the next day, Danny Lay is at the studio. So I almost ran into Danny Lay, who I'm trying to get some records to. So Danny Lay, if you see this, tell your mama that I email her. But anywho, also McDouble is there now. So shout out my guy McDouble. McDouble is a producer. He's from Minnesota. McDouble found me on Twitch and has one of my biggest supporters on Twitch since I started streaming. And first time meeting him in person, he flew to Miami with us to vibe out, create content. We decided to make an instrumental album, and we needed to do a photo shoot, so we decided to call it Miami Vices. We doing a photo shoot with the artwork to play off the Miami Vice show. So figured he would fly out, hang out with us, shoot some content, make some beats, and he sure did. Pulled up to the studio. I think he started making beats in the lobby of the studio, and happy to see it. Then brought a tear to my eye. So they ended up jumping in the Uber, going to the crib, the Airbnb that we had. We leave. I invite Catherine to come vibe with us as we getting ready to hang out and stream and plot and plan, because they had videos to shoot. They had a film crew there. So UFO and Gold planning on shooting their videos. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I ain't sleep still.
Don't put no faith in no nigga, put no faith in no bitch. I was in a cell thinking about ways to get rich. Purchase diamonds. This flow right here, I was the first to find it. I sold work and grinded. My bitch ran the phone before she earned.